Cruising down the highway, windows down low.
Folks, we are busy with another episode of Talking Cars, and I've got somewhat of a legend with me. Bros, how are you, man?
Oh, fantastic.
It's so
good,
lovely. It's so lovely to be here and in your humble abode.
No, thank you. Are we on the beachfront here? This is what Cape Town living is all about.
Literally. And you know what? The view, the day, everything is just perfect.
100%. And the wind's not blowing at the moment. Can you see it? It's beautiful.
Man, it is wind still, if I can call it as such. But the reason why we are here is to chat to this amazing gent over here. He obviously played a couple of tests for South Africa. I think you're probably like a journeyman of South African rugby. You're playing for Transvaal, for Natal, playing for Northern Transvaal, and you played overseas as well.
Correct. And I've got my good mate Stefan Blanchard. He's emceeing. It's the first thing he'll say about me. He'll rip me off because I was at all the provinces, but it's amazing how it worked. I mean, I was at the Lions for a season. Obviously, played most of my rugby at the Sharks in Derbs, and then
that's where you kind of made
that was home for me.
Yes,
and absolutely loved it.
I can imagine.
And then obviously,
who's the coach back then? Was it?
Well, no. So Plum, actually, in the beginning, Plum was playing with me. So Plum and I was one of the youngsters, and he was finishing off.
Okay.
And then I remember he got his first coaching gig at Swansea, and I think Ian McIntosh had written his CV for him and helped him, and that was the start for Plum to getting his coaching gig. So Ian McIntosh, especially when he was there in the 90s, had a big influence.
I can imagine.
So it was
he had a big influence on so many.
Incredible coach.
What a guy!
And he was like a lifetime coach. That was what he did.
I think that is probably what's lacking maybe in today's coaching as well. Is like, you're coaching rugby, but it's about coaching life skills, that type of thing.
100%.
But okay, nevertheless, this is Talking Cars, and what we do on Talking Cars, we talk about people's car history, whatever you like, what you've done, what you've owned, and I know you are a car nut, because what I've seen recently of you on social media is this guy was the commentator recently for the Cape 1000 rally, and I'm sorry, but those are absolutely amazing cars.
So just on the Cape 1000, I think it is one of the greatest adverts for South Africa, and for the Cape province in particular that you can get. So you do 1,000 miles or 1,600 kilometers. You got a mixture of vehicles that are allowed to enter. This year we had a field of 69 cars.
That's crazy.
They had you've obviously got your classics, which is pre-1977, and then you got your modern classics. And then you got your sports cars, and then you got your specials, your Resta mods, and all that kind of stuff that come in. And there were only maybe under 10 of those that category. Like we had a 1933 Model Ford, Model B Ford pickup that was absolutely beautiful. I must say, a beautiful vehicle. 1933. Then you got and you've got the latest tech as well with some of those supercars, the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, the
McLarens, all of those,
Aston Martins. There was a McLaren, I think it was a 720S.
Wow!
I mean, that thing is super fast.
I can imagine.
Super fast. So I mean, you've got that, and then you've got the cars that are made. Like you got a couple 356 Porsches and from the 1950s, and a couple Pagodas.
So let me ask you
beautiful.
this.
For me, sorry to jump. It's such a privilege to be involved.
So this is what I love, because the way that you are speaking now, I can sense the passion for cars in your heart. Like it's just a genuine love for cars.
When you grow up, what do we get? We got given those little dinky toys,
those
dinky cars. And we used to on the
Matchbox.
Yes, Matchbox. And then we had a drain, and then we would be fiddling around on the drain, and I was racing around, and it's just I haven't owned any of those kind of cars, but it's probably more pragmatic and stuff like that with what I do. But
it's aspiring.
But it's aspiring, and it's something to aspire to get to. And I mean, the first car that I remember, and you ask about cars, was my mother. She was a nursing sister. I was studying in Durban, and the deal was you could use your mom's car, but I had to drop her off at work. So I'd have to get up every morning early, drop her at the Department of Health, and then go to university. So it meant sometimes I would be late for lectures, and that was a little Mazda 323, a red one.
See, now this is the thing; those are the classics. Like if you look back, like Toyota Taz's, VW City Golf, Mazda 323s, Ford Meteors, those are the starter packs. We used to call them Mazda foot to foot.
Or Mazda
100%.
Mazda tree to tree, or whatever we used to call it. And then I'll never forget that Mazda 323. We took it as students in December. I'll never forget it. The whole way through Mozambique, into Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Roads were shocking, all the way to Kariba. And then we decided at a whim, because we wanted to get to Vic Falls, that we would go through Zambia and take the Zambia route all the way around. As students, we thought it was a hell of a clever idea. Man, that road, we drove more off the road than we did on the road because the potholes were so bad.
I was going to say, that's probably like landmines or like huge.
We joked that you could see a giraffe's head poking out the one or two of the potholes. And then we got to the border posts at Vic Falls. And I'll never forget, we got there literally, I think the border closed at 6 o'clock. We got there at like 5:10 past 6. Suddenly it's closed. Now we've hardly got any money left. We're students. I think we had like 100 or 200 rand max. And we still had to get home with petrol and stuff.
Oh my word.
And I remember that night sleeping in the car. In the car. We got
How many were you guys?
There was about 12 of us. So but not in my car.
Obviously,
so we had 2-3 cars. And we drew straws for who got the bed, because we had managed to hire this little place. And I didn't draw the straw, so I had to sleep in the car.
Oh, man.
And those mozzies.
But now, you see, this is the thing. Everybody growing up, you have car stories. And the thing with car stories is it invokes memories of good times. And this is the premise for the show. Is, for instance, when you passed out, where did you pass out? Was it in Durban?
Where did I pass?
Yeah, pass out, your license.
Oh, license. Sorry, I thought you said I passed out. I thought I should say I was all right.
Maybe on that trip.
There was one time at rugby, I woke up in hospital. That did happen. But so it would have been in Durbs. Obviously, I was in school in Durban North. It's now called Northwood.
Okay.
And that's where I grew up, and it's driving those roads.
How was that experience for you when you sort of did your license? Did you get it the first time?
I actually did get it the first time, but I was nervous. We had a friend, a very good friend, Leslie Cogan, who was a teacher at a Manzimtoti High.
Okay.
No, not Manzimtoti, the other one there. There's another school there. I've gone blank.
Okay. Yeah.
But she taught kids to drive, and so she was good friends with my folks, and I went and she helped me, and so I did it. I did my learners at Winkelspruit. If you're in Durban, you'll know it, south of Amanzimtoti. And apparently it was the worst place to go to because they're so strict. But we managed to get that license. And funny enough, it's those wheel turns. Tomorrow morning, my son's writing his learners.
Really?
He's 17 years of age, so he's out there having a surf right now. But I hope he's prepared properly for it.
Well, that's the thing. Obviously, it's at this stage of your life, like where your son is at now, it's the excitement of getting a license.
Correct.
Which obviously means freedom. Right?
That's 100%.
And that's the thing I think with the first thought that you had when you get your license is
freedom.
It's freedom. Like I can go with my friends, I can go anywhere, and that type of
and independence.
Exactly. And with your independence, okay, so you had your mom's Mazda, right? What did you get after that? Like, what was your first car?
So my first car I bought was when I went over to play rugby league in Australia.
Really?
And so it was in 1996 when rugby turned professional in South Africa. 96, I got a contract to go play league, and so that's when I bought my first car. And I bought myself a brand new Toyota Rav. At that stage, it was like a snazzy car, and I was like so proud. I was so proud of it. And drove it down to Margaret River and wanted to drive on the beach. And, and so it was cool.
That's amazing. That's okay. So your first car that you bought was a Toyota Ram.
Yeah.
What color was it?
White.
Is it the white one?
Yeah, white one. And then I would later use the Nissan. Use the Nissan brand, the Bucky Nissan, the double cabs, and eventually the X Trail. I use a lot of their vehicles.
Is it?
For when I got back.
Did they sponsor you?
They sponsored me, and I developed a really good relationship with them.
Lovely.
And so when I retired, I carried on. I bought another X Trail, and I then upgraded that, got a Toyota Fortuna. And now
South Africa's favorite is the Toyota Fortuna.
Yeah, so I had that, and our family, I've got, my wife's not a great flyer, doesn't like to fly. So she would rather road trip.
Really?
So it's always been the road trip, it's always been about the road trip.
Love that.
So
that's amazing.
For us to drive from Joburg down to Durban, no problem.
Exactly.
7-hour drive, we'd do it. Bang.
Exactly.
Go to St. Francis, no problem, we'll do it. My boy plays up in Grey Bloem and Bloem, no problem. Hop in the car, make a trip out of it, stop at a B&B along the way. and enjoy the beautiful roads that we've got in South Africa.
I was just about to say, because my thing also growing up in South Africa with my mom and my dad was that we drove everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you stayed at different towns, whether it was the garden route, whether it was, we even went up to Durban as well.
Yeah.
Like you literally drove everywhere, and the roads were, it's beautiful.
So with that Cape 1000,
Yeah.
it's amazing that the foreigners, and I think there were about 36, 38 or so of them in the field of, what is it, 69 times 2, so 138 or so. So there was a lot, but like the foreigners, their comment was the roads here in South Africa. Yeah, so there was a youngster, he was a .com billionaire, he's driving a 209 Lamborghini Murcielago, I think the last version of the gated variety. So it's a $1 billion car.
Wow.
And it was on this,
and
it was
that's just going to go up.
no, the values, and the color that he's got, there's only 2 of them.
Wow.
So
That's
and that was on the Cape 1000 really. And he said he's traveled all over the world. The best roads in the world to drive on, right here in the Cape Province.
That is insane. So in actual fact, we are blessed to live here. And to, like, if you think about the roads that we have here, if you think about from Camps Bay around to Llandudno, how beautiful that is.
Yep.
If you think of Clarence Drive, Gordons Bay around to Beatties.
Correct.
All of these roads are just epic.
And if you're out there listening, go and drive it. Go drive Chapman's Peak. Go around there. Drive down to Miller's Point.
Exactly.
Dude, that Clarence Drive. Oh man, it's spectacular. All the way through to Gordons Bay to Hermanus.
Exactly.
And then you've got all the passes as well, from the Trudeau Pass to the. There's so many Lowry's,
the Duquois Cliff. There's just so many.
So Duquois Cliff, I think, is the greatest entrance to Cape Town. It kind of like sets it up. You're coming from Joburg, you're coming from inland, you drive, you come through that Duquois Cliff, then you got the Huguenot Tunnel.
Yes.
It is spectacular.
So now this is the thing. I always say, if you just head out the tunnel at the Huguenot Tunnel and you come around that bend over there with the bridge that's on stilts, right? And you see Paul in front of you. That is one of the most beautiful. Iconic. If you come down there and you catch the sunset at the right time, it's stunning.
100%.
Absolutely
100%.
stunning. So this is the thing that brings me joy, is sitting in a car and just taking in the scenery. Like there's nothing better than that feeling.
Yeah, well, it's also it's a bonding time with you and the family.
Exactly.
So I mean, yes, it can also sometimes there can be the arguments. It can happen.
No, that's song.
No, or you haven't stopped at the bay, or you haven't stopped at the garage for a pit stop.
Exactly.
But it's the family comes together. It's a time when you're in the same confined space.
Exactly.
You end up talking or listening to the music.
The connections.
So for us, it's special. It's something. We've got good memories of doing it. Waking up early in the morning, doing the trip.
So wait,
getting to the destination.
Do you do podcast as well?
No, we do a little bit, but not too hectic. But I mean, my folks did it. We did it.
Exactly.
So we don't go and have the same. We have a car. We'll have a. You'll have your fruit.
You'd rather stop over somewhere.
We'll have a lot of fruit and blueberries and strawberries and apples and things like that.
Love that. Love that. And okay, wait. So in the future, what would you love to own in terms of car wise? I know this is a heavy question.
It is so difficult because of what I've seen. So it is and it's so unfair to name one.
Okay, well, no.
Exclude others.
Let's break it down like this: a classic, and a modern.
So that's I'm caught in between.
Okay.
Because I've now, with a Cape 1000 and being involved for the last 3 years, it's really opened up. My wife and I drove in a 1970 MGB. It was beautiful.
The V8 or the?
I don't think it was the V8, but it was beautiful.
Oh,
it was just so good. And then I did the first Cape 1000 I did in 1972, that Mercedes that I mentioned. It was amazing. So there's that. And then you've got some of the modern cars. Then you've got some of the modern generation cars that are coming in as well. So I mean, the Porsche brand I love.
So now, you're mentioning the Porsche brand. Obviously, you know about about singers.
Yes. It's amazing. I would love that.
So now, for me personally, that would be the perfect combination 100%. Between an old school Porsche and something with modern day functionality. 100%. And everything. The perfect blend.
I would love that. That's probably, you've hit it on the head, probably my dream car. And I don't know if any of you are going to like this, but I'd like that Porsche. It's got to have a roof rack, and I've got my surfboard. I've got to put my surfboard on top because I think it's cool.
So now I don't know if you saw what Singer's done recently. So they've sort of created a DLS turbo.
Yeah.
And if you buy the complete package, like you get a racing wing at the back, and then you got a normal ducktail, and like it just like how they create these cars, even any resto mod for that matter. I love the direction that brands are going in now, or that privateers are going in with regards to bringing old schools back into a modern day society. I love that.
So they had on the Cape 1000, on the resto mods, they had a SLR reimagined Mercedes-Benz.
Really?
So I think it was an SLK inside, and but it looked on the outside. I mean, it was classic, and it was an amazing vehicle.
Wow!
And it was so impressive. My gosh.
So now this is the thing actually, because obviously with the technology that's available nowadays, like you can create those cars, and the build quality will still be immaculate on them as well.
Yeah.
Which is obviously which is what you want.
100%.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But okay, Bros, what we're gonna do now? We're gonna head off in my sponsor's vehicle,
Awesome.
which is obviously a Carmichael Jeep.
So that's another. I mean, that you spoke about vehicles. Jeep is an awesome vehicle to own. It
Exactly.
really is.
But the thing with the Jeep, and this is what I reiterate to a lot of people, is it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
With the roof that can come off and all of that, especially in Cape Town with the summer weather, it's a feel good vibe.
100%.
So we're gonna take a drive now. Bros is gonna hop on next to me, and then we'll see what it's all about. Cheers, guys. Right, Bros, we are sat in a 3-door Jeep Wrangler, and what's your first thoughts on this vehicle?
It's actually beautiful. I must be honest, I'm blown away. It is so nice. It's comfortable. The finishing, I think, is really good.
Solid, eh?
And it's 100% solid. I mean,
Exactly.
This car, it is solid.
See, now this is the thing that I think a lot of people have maybe a misconception also with Jeeps and stuff like that. Because of the type of vehicle it is, they might think that it's not built as well.
Yeah.
But remember one thing, that these cars are actually built for proper off-roading.
100%.
So because they sort of need to be built properly for that purpose, what you're getting is a vehicle that's well built.
Yeah.
And it's got everything in that you would need. It's comfortable.
Yeah, that's very. These seats are very comfortable.
And not only that, you do have 2 more seats at the back there as well. This is obviously a 3-door.
Yeah.
But what surprises me about this car most is its frugality. Like,
And when you say frugality, you mean fuel.
Your fuel consumption is insane, because obviously you've got a big V6 lump in front of you.
Yep.
But the power to weight ratio of it is actually good, because it's a fairly smaller.
So that was the first thing I was going to ask you, is on fuel consumption and what you're getting on this car for 100 liters. I mean, 100 kilometers. How many liters?
So on average, about 10, 11.
That's not bad.
It's crazy. And I mean, if you put your foot down, there's more than enough power.
Yeah. There's some power there.
And obviously the sound.
But that's the V6, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So now, even if you want something that's even more fuel economical, then you get a diesel in this.
Yeah.
That is like, it's insane actually. But this car, beautiful.
It's actually very nicely done, huh?
Definitely. This car is actually available for sale at Carmichael Extreme as well.
There we go.
After the plug,
Hey, look at you go.
We in the
You go. And I'm liking it, so it's working.
Exactly. And we actually on a bit of a road trip now. We're heading to Melkbos.
I mean, this is what's bad. I mean, you got the ocean on the left-hand side.
Exactly.
Atlantic, it's absolutely beautiful. Melkbos up top here.
What more do you want?
And you're in the right vehicle for it, huh?
Exactly. So if we wanted to, there's a couple of sand dunes up ahead, maybe in Atlantis, you could take this vehicle easily out there.
Yeah.
And you can have a lot of fun without having any trouble.
100%.
So, Bros, Jeep, you reckon it's a good one?
Yeah, I think this is a fantastic one. I really do. So, and well done to the guys from Carmichael as well. I mean, it's a great job. You've told me about all the restorations that they do in some of the older Jeeps, and
exactly.
Doing a good job.
So yeah, guys, if you like this content and you just like car content in general, please like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. And also, this legend here next to me, Warren Brosnihan. You know him as a Supersport commentator, pundit, and also now as a car nut.
Hey.
So whenever you see him, go up, have a chat, see what he thinks about your car. What about that?
Yeah, give us a shot. You can recognize my number plate quite easily. You'll see it's me. So yeah, come and say how's it.
Exactly. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.